I was driving one day out in the country alone when I happened to pass by this little farm home. It was a little frame house with shingles on top, but there's something about it that made me want to stop. So I pulled my car to the side of the road, right near a little field that had just been hoed. I walked up to the house and I paused again, when out came an old man and said, "Howdy, friend." I told him my name and hastened to say, "I don't mean to intrude, but something made me want to stop here today." The old man smiled and said, "Sir, won't you set a spell? The Lord sent you here, for I have a story to tell. You see, the Lord called my wife when we first built this little home, and me and my boy, well, we had to stay here all alone. We both worked hard and never complained. We battled the snow, the wind, and the rain. Then after supper, at the close of the day, we'd take down our Bibles and we'd read and we'd pray. It wasn't easy, but we made it some way until that postman brought us that letter that day. Well, my boy had to go and answer his country's call. I can see him now standing there so straight and so tall. He says, Dad, don't worry. I'll be back one day, and I want to thank you, Dad, for teaching me how to pray. And you know, Dad, I'm going to do the very best I can to preserve the way of life for folks like us, the common man." Well, time rocked along, and I found I could still smile. The Lord was good, and I'd get a letter once in a while. But you know, sir, my life went to pieces, and I found I couldn't even pray when I read that wire. "Your son was killed in action today." I said, Lord, I've had so little, and I've worked so hard to do my share. To take my only son, Lord, it just doesn't seem fair. Then suddenly, right there before me, plain as could be, my boy knelt beside me with his hands on my knee. He says, Dad, you know you disappoint me. I never thought your faith would ever wane. To denounce our God and country, why, Dad, I died in vain. I know you're lonely and it's hard for you to carry on, but you're not the first to give your only son. And through the smoke of battle I never felt alone, for I knew you were praying and wishing I were home. Just then my eyes were open and God came back into view, and He sent you here today, my brother, to tell my story too. So as I drove away from that little farm home, I prayed, please let us understand that the hope of America lies in our faith in God and in the common man.
From the motherland